When we think about ancient texts, we often imagine them as static artifacts of the past. The Bible, with its age-old stories and teachings, seems worlds away from modern cryptography. Yet what if there was a secret layer to this ancient book, a hidden code revealing cryptic messages and predicting world events? Today, we explore the enigmatic world of the Bible code, where faith, mathematics, and hidden meanings intertwine. But before we start our journey into the world of secret codes and ancient texts, if you find our videos interesting, please support us. Your support helps us continue to produce quality content and would mean the world to us. So, without further ado, let's dive into today's topic. Imagine opening the Holy Scriptures and discovering not just timeless teachings, but also hidden prophecies. This isn't a plot from a thrilling movie, it's the core of the Bible code theory. But how does one discover such secret messages? The answer lies in the very structure of the code itself. The Bible code theory gained momentum in the 1990s. Journalist Michael Dresner's book, The Bible Code, introduced this concept to the masses. And since then, it has been a hot topic of debate among theologians, mathematicians, and cryptographers. The basic principle behind the Bible code is surprisingly straightforward. One can read the text of the Bible by skipping a certain number of letters. For example, starting at every 85th letter, you might form a new sentence. And remarkably, these newly formed words often hold intriguing connections to the surrounding verses. To understand this better, let's look at the Genesis creation account. If we read every 85th letter, we get the phrase, "Let there be light." But why stop there? What if we continue this pattern? Skipping ahead, we find another significant message. He saw that it was good, hinting at God's approval of the creation. And the pattern continues with phrases like day and night, stars and moon, and earth and sea, highlighting key aspects of creation. These aren't just random words, they seem to echo and reinforce the central themes of each section, adding a layer of complexity and depth to the narrative. But what makes the Bible code so intriguing is the claim that it goes beyond simply reinforcing the text. Proponents believe it conceals deeper truths and even offers glimpses into the future. They argue that the Bible, when deciphered through this method, reveals hidden prophecies and insights that were not apparent in the original text. It's as if there's an underlying current to the biblical narrative, a secret melody playing beneath the surface. While the Bible code has its roots in Jewish tradition, its popularity soared after journalist Michael Drosnin released his book, The Bible Code, in 1997. According to Drosnin's research, the Bible code allegedly foretold historical events, including Hitler's rise to power, the Six-Day War, and the assassination of Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin. Perhaps the most shocking prediction attributed to the Bible code is the foresight of the September 11th attacks. Proponents claim that the sequence of the words Twin Towers, airplane, and terror found close together in the Hebrew text hinted at this tragedy centuries before it occurred. These alleged predictions have fueled speculation about the Bible code's accuracy and reliability. But it's important to note that critics argue that these instances are either misinterpreted or taken out of context. The Bible code's ability to predict historical events is heavily debated, with many seeing it as a remarkable phenomenon and others viewing it as mere coincidence or confirmation bias. At the heart of the Bible code controversy lies the question of its authenticity. How can one be sure that these hidden messages are truly part of the biblical text and not a later addition or misinterpretation? Critics argue that the text used in the Bible code analysis is often cherry-picked, meaning that only the verses that support the desired message are selected. They contend that the vast majority of the text that doesn't fit the narrative is ignored, leading to a skewed interpretation. In response to such criticism, proponents of the Bible code argue that the text should be viewed as a whole, and that any patterns or messages discovered should be considered within the broader context of the book. They maintain that dismissing the Bible code as mere coincidence or confirmation bias overlooks the statistical improbability of the observed patterns occurring by chance. Critics often dismiss the Bible code as a case of confirmation bias, which occurs when individuals interpret ambiguous information in a way that confirms their pre-existing beliefs or expectations. In the context of the Bible code, critics argue that those seeking to confirm the code's validity may selectively interpret the hidden messages to fit their beliefs, ignoring or reinterpreting those that don't align. Furthermore, critics point out that the Bible Code's predictive capabilities are highly subjective. The interpretation of hidden messages as predictions requires a leap of faith, and there is often ambiguity in the text that can be interpreted in various ways. This subjectivity allows individuals to selectively focus on messages that align with their beliefs while disregarding those that do not. Another common criticism of the Bible Code is that the patterns and messages are often vague, open to multiple interpretations, and not specific enough to be considered true predictions. Critics argue that the ambiguity of the hidden messages allows individuals to interpret them in different ways, making the code appear more accurate than it actually is. They contend that instead of providing clear and precise predictions, the Bible Code offers vague statements that can be retroactively applied to various historical events. Moreover, critics argue that the Bible Code's reliance on coincidence and probability is flawed. The statistical improbability of certain patterns occurring by chance does not necessarily indicate intentional encoding. Instead, critics suggest that the perceived patterns may arise from the redundancy inherent in large bodies of text. They contend that over long enough texts, any sequence of letters can eventually appear, regardless of whether it was intentionally encoded. It's essential to recognize the limitations of the Bible Code and the potential for confirmation bias and selective interpretation. While the discovery of patterns and messages in the Bible is intriguing, it's crucial to approach such findings with a healthy dose of skepticism and critical thinking. The Bible Code's most ardent supporters often reconcile its seeming contradictions by attributing them to divine intervention. They propose that the deliberate inclusion of contradictory messages was part of a divine plan to conceal the code from human understanding until a specific time or purpose was fulfilled. This perspective suggests that the Bible Code was meant to remain hidden, and those who uncover it may be particularly chosen or destined to find it. In this view, the Bible Code's contradictions serve as a test of faith and discernment, requiring believers to seek deeper meanings and understand the hidden intentions behind the seemingly conflicting messages. It's important to note that this interpretation is deeply rooted in religious belief and is not based on empirical evidence or logical deduction. For believers, the Bible Code's contradictions can add to its allure and mystery, making the quest to decipher its hidden messages all the more compelling. They see the Bible Code as a testament to the Bible's divine nature and its capacity to convey profound spiritual truths beyond the literal text. However, it's equally important to acknowledge the alternative perspectives that challenge the Bible Code's validity and predictive capabilities. Skeptics and critics argue that the patterns and messages uncovered through this method are often ambiguous, subject to multiple interpretations, and not specific enough to be considered genuine prophecies. They contend that the Bible Code's reliance on coincidence, probability, and selective interpretation leads to flawed conclusions and confirmation bias. Ultimately, the decision of whether or not to believe in the Bible Code rests with each individual. While the idea of hidden messages and prophecies in the Bible is fascinating, it's crucial to approach such claims with a balanced perspective, considering both the intriguing possibilities and the potential biases and limitations involved in deciphering these hidden meanings. As we reflect on the enigma of the Bible Code, one thing becomes clear: the human fascination with hidden meanings and patterns is boundless. Whether one embraces the Bible Code as a divine revelation or views it with skepticism, the quest to decode its secrets continues to captivate the minds of many. The allure of uncovering hidden truths and deciphering cryptic messages embedded in the sacred text remains a powerful draw for believers and skeptics alike. So, what do you think? Do you find the Bible Code intriguing, or do you believe it's a matter of coincidence and confirmation bias? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. We would love to hear your perspective on this fascinating topic. And if you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of the Bible Code. And remember, if you're curious, keep exploring because the universe never ceases to amaze.